ladies and gentlemen, it is the return of my favourite podcast. It's Wednesday Night Wars. It's a special one because obviously we had Fighter Fest and we had the Great American Bash, parts one, part uno, whatever, what you want to call it, night one. Last night for AEW and NXT. So what we'd get the band back together. Me and Joe would discuss what's going on. How you doing? Joe's good. Before we get into the action, obviously we've got some admin bits to get out of the way. First, do go and follow our friends at We Love Sport over on Twitter. Head over to their website, welovesport.co, and also jump onto the App Store, Google and Apple Play to download their app. You'll be able to get yourself the app, which will then lead you to go and have a look at wonderful bars that will play wrestling and football and rugby and whatever else sports you like. They're wonderful. They have 300 bars across the UK. So it's just all good stuff to have. Also, head over to Twitter and check out 1310 Apparel and head over to their website, 1310apparel.bigcartel.com. Use code TWM25 to get yourself a 25% discount on some wonderful wrestling merchandise that I obviously do sport most of the time. I think it is 1310 Apparel hat. I always forget which one I put on. Anyway, let's jump into the action. Joe, how did you find NXT? We'll start with NXT.
The main event was everything I wanted. Yeah,
it was. We'll get into the main event. The set was just an NXT set as usual. But they had two cars on either side. They had a Viper and a convertible, and obviously to fit with the American theme of things. And they had some balloon arches, and yeah, it wasn't anything special, but
it was almost as if they thought up the idea to do this last minute in reaction to something.
Yeah, more or less.
Which is why I fundamentally disagree with doing NXT first.
Yeah, we'll get out of the way. Get it out of the way first. We start with a fatal four-way elimination match to determine the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. They hadn't determined when the title match is going to happen. It's going to happen at some point. But it was Tegan Nox defeating Mia Yim, Dakota Kai, and Candice LeRae. We got Candice LeRae eliminated pretty quickly by Yim. Yim then got eliminated by Dakota Kai, and obviously Nox defeated Dakota Kai to win. And it was a brilliant, fast-paced, frantic action for the fatal four-way. The two heels on the outside of the ring trying to get the baby faces to go at each other, then jumped in.
Yeah.
Standard stuff.
Standard WWE booking.
Yeah.
I've got a confession to make.
Match for next week.
I've got a confession.
Go on.
So Mia Yim has hit Candice LeRae with a soul feed, and Tegan Nox is just standing there terrified. And I'm like, what are you doing, Tegan? What are you doing? Break up the pin, Tegan. and then Ring Announcer goes, Candice LeRae has been eliminated. And I'm like,
yeah.
I forgot.
She was very expressive. Tegan Nox was very expressive in this match. Looked shocked quite a lot of the time. But yeah, it was a very, very good match. It's also set up a match for next week's second night of the Great American Bash, which is a street fight between Candice LeRae and Mia Yim.
Also set up Johnny Gargano's next feud with Swerve.
Ooh, tasty.
Did you not see that, or did you?
I didn't. I missed that.
Yeah. No. Johnny Gargano was going to support his wife in beating up Mia Yim, and then Swerve stopped him from doing that because Swerve just wanted to break them up, and so they yelled, "We'll see you. I'll see you down the line."
Oh, cool.
Yelling at each other.
Very nice. I like that. We got a match of dirty slaps and dirty graps as Timothy Thatcher defeated Oni Lorcan. My God.
Throw him up.
Throw him up.
Throw him up.
It hurt. Throw him up. It hurt. It hurt to watch this match. Timothy Thatcher is a vicious bastard, and Oni Lorcan can take some punishment.
Yes, he can.
Dish it out.
Yes.
He can dish it out. We got We got the handicap match. Rhea Ripley defeating Rowan and Aaliyah. This match basically made Robert Stone look like an idiot.
Yep.
He was in boxing shorts for some reason.
Yeah. Well, no, not boxer shorts, boxing shorts.
Boxing shorts, yeah, that's what I meant.
My guy looked. My guy looked like somebody had used a shrink ray on Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley won. You can probably hear my mum hoovering in the background. Great time to do this. Because I can hear it. Rhea Ripley won with the move just called, hold on, Prism Trap is what it's called. According to Mauro Ranallo. She double one, so it's more or less a clover leaf, but she had one person in each arm. She made Robert Stone look like a pansy. Like, he got no offense in. Obviously, they're not going to do offense on a man to a woman anyway. But he did
try that dive. He did try that dive.
He did.
All I'll say to you is this: if you lose a match to Aaliyah, you deserve Robert Stone as your manager.
There was some miscommunication between the pair of them. I think they hit a double suplex together on Rhea Ripley. Stone went for the pin. Aaliyah pushed him away, went, "You're the manager, I'm the talent." And I was like, you're both in a match together. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't.
Aaliyah calling herself the talent.
It's a fair point. It's a very fair point. Who remembers when Robert Stone was Robbie E in Impact and Bromans and
and that's why you host Impact blog and I've got Impact blog. Shout out to Mr. Impact blog. That's why you host the Impact pod and I've got nothing to do with it yet. But my time is coming.
It is coming. We get a promo from Damian Priest, who is now a face. Because why not? Saying he basically wants to murder Cameron Grimes.
The beatdown I'm going to give you, it's going to live forever.
That's actually a pretty good impression of him. That's quite a good impression.
Like, my voice is deceptively deep. I actually rise it an octave to broadcast. Did you know that?
I have spoken to you in real life. I do know that you are a bit of a deep voiced human being.
Yeah.
We got a promo from the boys whose name as a stable I cannot remember, but it's Pablo Escobar, not Pablo.
So isn't it? It just translates to Legends of the Phantom.
Yeah, something like that. It's Escobar and his boys. Basically, it's just Escobar and his boys. They put out a promo. Obviously, Escobar is now going to be the de facto sole only heavyweight champion after what's happened with Jordan Devlin. Drake Maverick comes out with a neck brace on, rips off the neck brace, goes for an attack on the 3, gets neutralized pretty quickly. People make the save. The people that made the save is Breezango.
Which comes out of nowhere. It should have been Jake Atlas and Kushida, really.
Yeah, probably should have been.
That makes way more sense in story.
Yeah, but Breezango appear, make the save, and set up a 6-man tag for next week,
which is lovely because now we don't know who's going to take the pin, but we do know it'll be a member of Breezango. By the way, the El Legado del Fantasma.
That's it, El Legado del Fantasma. I've written in my notes here, possibly the most handsome 6-man tag in the world.
I don't know, man. Whacking Wild's in it.
Fair point. Fair point. The babyfaces are handsome devils. We did get to see the first ever strap match in NXT. If you didn't know,
and it sent me to sleep. I was gonna say the main event was everything I ever wanted, but one of the matches sent me to sleep, and this is the match that sent me to sleep.
Which is upsetting because it was.
I know.
Set up to be a pretty good match.
It's like, honestly, it's almost like I'm going out of my way to insult you, but I want you to look directly into the camera and directly into my eyes when I say this, George.
All right. Yep.
This match sent me to sleep. All right? Right the fuck to sleep.
Yeah, it wasn't brilliant. Dexter Lumis defeating Roderick Strong with the Katagami using the strap as extra leverage. He tried to put Strong in the trunk or the boot, as you're meant to properly call it, of the Dodge Viper at ringside. Strong obviously pooed himself and ran away because it's really small. Because like Tom Phillips said on commentary, it's a very small boot because it's a Dodge Viper.
Mm.
And if you didn't know it was the first ever strap match, all you heard was Mauro Ranallo going, "This is for NXT's first ever strap match." Cool.
This is NXT's first ever strap match.
We did get.
You're
a funny
about
spot,
to tie things together. Like I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I can imagine. We did get a funny spot with Bobby Fish come out, obviously, to support Roderick Strong. He got into the ring and he went to go for Loomis. Basically, Loomis pulled away. And it was like a thing you'd see from a comedy film like Home Alone, where he just went into the strap and hit the floor.
Yeah, he just tripped over the strap.
Yeah, more or less.
All of this talking about straps makes me miss Victoria.
We should have got her. We did try to get her involved, but she did say she was very banned on NXT.
And that is a very obscure
NXT,
joke.
On AEW.
Yeah, that is a very obscure joke that... That's a very obscure joke that you're only going to get if you've been following us since the podcast days.
Yeah, exactly. But we do get to move on to Joe's favourite bit, and it was the main event, Io Shirai defeating Sasha Banks in a non-title match. I thought it was for the NXT Women's title, but it wasn't. And I said this on the Impact podcast yesterday, that it's something Impact TNA used to do a lot, and it was no ad breaks in the main event. NXT did it this week. It was an ad-free main event.
It's almost as if that NXT have a former Impact head honcho behind the scenes helping them direct their main events.
4 Ashes with NXT.
Yes, exactly.
I thought it was main roster because he did the fun deletion. Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. Io Shirai won. It was beautiful. It was a fantastic match between two of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Obviously, Bayley was at ringside with Sasha. Mm-hmm. She tried to cheat a little bit. Who appears at ringside? Asuka. Asuka appeared at ringside and missed Sasha in the face.
They weren't ready for her. Just missed Sasha in the face.
Yeah, missed Sasha in the face. Sasha gets rolled up by Io, kicks out of 2. Io gets her onto the ground, hits the beautiful moonsault that she does. And one thing I noticed, which was fantastic, was because the referee obviously went to count the pinfall at Sasha's head. Io put her leg on Sasha's head to cover up. Missed. And it was just brilliant. It's just green face just got covered up by Io's leg. She's not just a genius in the sky. She's just a genius generally.
She is. And honestly, notes from this match, both of them sold like... It's honestly an incredible thing when you have a match between two incredibly talented people that are willing to put each other over. Both of them sold everything like death. It was wonderful. Good. It was wonderful. We all know how far these two are willing to go for their arts. Some of the offense, everything looked crisp and clean and deadly as well. So it's fantastic.
And I love that Io Shirai is now getting over as such a fiery babyface.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm not sure she'll work babyface for the next feud, but it's a thing.
Yeah, Tegan Nox versus Io Shirai is going to be
exactly. It's got to be an incredible match. It's got to be pretty similar to this one, I feel, but I feel like with a more defined heel face dynamic. Actually, less defined.
I agree with you.
Yeah. The last comment that I want to make about this is just certain sections of Twitter were very much thirsting over Bayley wearing white jeans.
Yeah, everyone loves Bayley, don't they? Everyone loves Bayley's ass.
Wait, what?
Everyone loves Bayley's ass.
Oh, what?
What?
I'm playing it up for comic effect. You're meant to pretend like you didn't say that, but it's okay. You're owning it.
Yeah,
I appreciate
but
that.
She sported a very fancy jacket with Sasha's face on it.
Yeah, it's true.
But before we move on to AEW, quickly run down the matches that have made for next week's Night 2 Great American Bash. Obviously, we've got Johnny Gargano versus Isaiah Swerve Scott has been announced as to be on the show for next week. We've got Mia Yim versus Candice LeRae in a street fight. We've got Drake Maverick and Fandango against
Breezango.
Breezango against Escobar and his boys in a 6-man tag match. And obviously we've got the winner take all NXT champion versus NXT North American champion match, which could possibly be at risk after Keith Lee had been announced that he left Florida. But we don't know.
It went ahead. Who do you think's going to win?
It did go ahead.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win, George?
Keith Lee. Okay. I think it's...
Let's move on to AEW.